last trip to Oklahoma?
Obviously, it's always a big week when you see the O, Oklahoma, and then I guess the bigger O, Oklahoma State right now. What do you expect out of both of those duels, and just how do you feel the team has been building, as you really your first and last true road test, I guess, in terms of the dual meet season?
Yeah, last road test. I feel like the team, it's nice that we've had a few matches that we traveled and wrestled back to back. So I feel like some of the young guys will have that experience. Cutting weight, wrestling is hard on the road, so they kind of understand that. And I feel like it's going to be exciting. Both teams are really good, and I'm excited to see like how some of our guys match up against some of the guys. I'm excited to see how we perform.
Have you gone against Oklahoma State's guy, is it pronounced Olenek, before? Because he transferred in, right?
Yeah, I haven't wrestled him. He wrestled more in the MAC, and they didn't wrestle like maybe Big 12 teams. I didn't see him at NCAA, so I haven't had a chance to wrestle him. I've got a chance to watch him a little bit, and now that he's at Oklahoma State and things like that, yeah.
How do you feel that matchup fares for you?
Not sure. I feel pretty good whoever I wrestle. I feel like I have a unique style. I feel like my style of wrestling is challenging for whoever I'm wrestling. So I don't really think about in terms of like the other person as much. But I know like from watching him wrestle, I know he has a few moves that I'm like, okay, I'm aware of and things like that.
How do you feel like a successful road trip this time could really set up a Big 12 championship type situation? I know you can have UNI and Missouri here after that, but I mean, seem to make a big statement if you can go and do what you're capable of doing at both places.
Yeah, for sure we have the opportunity to do that, and I think that we're putting ourselves in the best situation to do that. I think the training has been great. We have some of the best coaches in the country. They're helping us get prepared, and I'm excited. It's my last time kind of traveling with the team. Obviously we'll travel for like Big 12s and stuff, but as far as a duel, so I'm just trying to soak it all in and enjoy it.
Is it weird to think that this is your last road trip for a dual meet?
Yeah, it is. It is a little weird. I'm the older guy now, the old guy, so I'm just kind of enjoying it, soaking it all in. And yeah, it's definitely, I'm definitely excited just because I love ending it with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Those are two really good teams, so it's gonna be fun.
Do you remember your first road trip or duel? What was it like?
Yeah, I guess we went to Las Vegas, but for the first one, and I'm trying to think. I remember we went to one, like we wrestled like maybe Utah Valley or another trip, but I remember the weight cut was super hard, and I was like, I understand what the coaches mean when it gets hard on the road. Like, it's just different room, different circumstances. The hotel might not even have like a workout room or something. Like, it's just so many untold variables. Where here, it's like, okay, we have our wrestling room, we know where we live, where everything, all the stuff is just more like easier to access.
Speaking of cutting weight, I asked Younger if he feels even a little bit bad about not being your cutting weight buddy, and he said he's enjoying it.
Yeah, Younger's lucky. He just gets to eat whatever he wants. I just tell him, hey, just eat a few slices of cake for me, or have an extra sandwich and think of me.
So you don't guilt him, and just say, go ahead.
Just to go ahead and enjoy it. At this point in the season, go ahead and enjoy it. He's kicking everyone's butt, so I'm like, enjoy your food. I'll be here just running my life away on the treadmill. So, yeah.
Talk about going to Oklahoma State. Obviously, it's always an exciting trip, but now they're back in the top 5. It's going to be, a bloodbath of a place. How excited are you to be in that atmosphere?
I think it's going to be super cool. I like wrestling in Gallagher. I've only had a chance to wrestle there once, but when I was there, the atmosphere was crazy. Even in enemy territories, I don't really see any places like an enemy territory, because honestly, the fans want to see good wrestling, and I like to perform and entertain. So either way, I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be loud, and I think it's going to be a great, I think a lot of people are going to watch, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Oklahoma. So.
Do you get some satisfaction out of making an opposing crowd go ooh after a takedown? Like, they're not going to cheer for you, but like you just said, you know crowds appreciate good wrestling, and I've heard that on broadcast before when an opposing crowd will give that little oh boy type of sound. Do you like that?
I do. I think it's nice appreciation. So if I can hit a really slick move, they're like, all right, I mean that's on our guy, but hey, that was good. Like things like that. Like I even like going to tournaments or wrestling places, and like a Hawkeye fan will be like, hey, I'm a Hawkeye fan, but you're my guy. I like watching you wrestle.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like a big compliment for me, because you don't support Iowa State wrestling or anything, but you see me wrestling, you like me wrestling. Hey, we like watching you wrestle, and I think that's just what my whole idea is: just scoring points, having fun, and the things that the coaching staff is preaching. So.
Talk about how you've been navigating mentally, this being your last season. It's your last road trip. We're eventually going to be talking about your last duel at Hilton. What's that been like for you?
I've been enjoying it. I like that kind of finishing, dotting the I's, making sure I'm sharpening everything up, as it's my last season, my senior year. So I've just been enjoying going all out, just like not leaving any stone unturned and giving it my all. And so that's given me a lot of peace. And ultimately, just here serving Jesus and here trying to be a good teammate and wrestle my hardest.
Has it at all changed how how you lead in the room? Obviously, you said you're older, you're a senior, you're a leader in the room. Have you changed at all how you're leading the guys?
I try to help out when I can, and I also try to just lead by example of like just training hard, inviting them to come work extra with me and things like that. And with this team, it's a hungry team, so I don't have to push too much to be like, hey, let's go do this extra workout. They're usually like that. Let's do it.
What makes this team different from other seasons?
I know, it's very interesting. This team is so much different than last year's team. A lot of new faces, a lot of people that I don't think, I just think that this team is just so like young and very unique. Everyone's style is so much different. MJ might pick you up and throw you, and Frost might hand fight you to death. So there's just different styles, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Like each match, like if I could be a fan, I'd sit down with popcorn and just watch every match. But I kind of have to get my match, get ready for my matches. My coach said, hey, get back there. You got to start getting ready. I'm like, oh, let me start getting ready for my matches. If I could, though, I would watch every single match, and it's so exciting.
What are the relationships like?
This will be our last question.
Good. I would say I've grown close with a lot of people on the team. I've been really enjoying Frost. So me and Frost have been roommates on the trips. It used to be like me and Panero, but Frost has been kind of like the young guy who I've kind of been like helping out a little bit. I feel like he don't need too much help, rather than just not eating too much or something like that. But he works hard. He does everything right. So there's not really much I can kind of tell him. More just like, hey, just keep believing in yourself. Be smart with the weight, and you'll be a killer at the end of the year.